5 parts to this formula. We all know what to do when it comes to losing weight. You consume less calories than you need to maintain. You should, in theory, lose. But it's hard to do that consistently to actually lose weight over time in a world set up to do the opposite, right? So how do you adhere to the plan you want to adhere to without caving into every craving? Well, first up, I talk about the cap. Don't focus solely on calorie counting, trying to fit in as much junk food as you can. Focus on the cap. Calories matter, protein matters just as much. You got to marry those two, and the more protein and produce you eat in relation to your calorie deficit, the more full you'll feel, the easier it will be to not give in to every craving. Because if we can suppress and address hunger, we can succeed. Because hunger is what drives us to make the wrong choices, right? Oh, by the way, I've got my cool pound of fat demonstration, right? That's what we're talking about here. This is a pound of fat. That's significant fat loss. But how do you lose it over time? Well, that's what we're going through today. So let me put that away. Number 2, get your Z's. I believe most people know the importance of sleep, but they may not know the importance of sleep when it comes to fat loss, right? So should I share why? Well, poor sleep, inadequate sleep, it disrupts the hormones that regulate appetite. So there's this push and pull relationship between ghrelin and leptin. Leptin is what suppresses appetite. When you're ate a big meal, you've got really high leptin levels. When you're dieting or when you're sleep deprived, the other one goes up, ghrelin. I call it the gremlin because it's easier to pronounce. And we want to control that ebb and flow, and the key, first off, is getting enough sleep, deep sleep, not a chemical-induced sleep from CBD, marijuana, or alcohol, but a true blue 7 to 9 hours of sleep. You'll just be better able to stick to your plan. You'll have more willpower. The benefits are endless. So try to prioritize getting your sleep. I know it's tough. If you got a puppy or kids like me, it can be unpredictable, right? So that's 2. Number 3, hydration to change your situation. Everyone knows they should be getting their water, but why? Well, apart from all the health benefits I'm not going to get into in this video, but what's big is like they've shown drinking a glass of water before a meal can lead to less calories consumed in that meal. We all know that sometimes dehydration, thirst can be confused for hunger or appetite, so we reach for the food when we should reach for the glass of water. So aiming for that 2, 3, 4 liters of water in some cases is going to also support suppressing appetite, ultimately crushing cravings. All right. Number 4, hit that heart or thumb if you're still with me here. I do want to get these videos out and make sure that other people see it too. I appreciate your support. Number 4 is stress busters. I think people overlook the impact of stress, emotional eating, stress eating. There's some real science behind that. It releases cortisol, like a stress hormone. That can increase appetite. It's hard to turn it off, right? So what do you do? Well, engage in stress-reducing activities. So try to unplug from your devices or intense shows at night. Go for a walk, meditation, get a massage. Having a daily practice where you're balancing out all the stressful events coming at you in life with some decompressors, just going to help you in the end, right? Ideally, you can address the root cause. If it's a person in your life or a job that just you hate, it's pulling you down with it, ideally you find a better situation, right? But in the meantime, try to adopt some stress-busting activities to balance it out. You'll better adhere to your plan on autopilot. 5th and final, controversial one, especially as a guy that's pretty anti-medication pharmaceuticals, but I'm bullish on GLP-1s. What are those? You've probably seen the commercials. Ozempic would be the most household name version of this. Essentially, they just help you reduce appetite, feelings of fullness. So, pros and cons, certainly something to discuss with your healthcare professional. If you're not diabetic, it's not covered by insurance. And there's some newer classes of these drugs, second and third generation ones that should be even more beneficial with potentially less side effects. Tirzepatide is the one that I'm seeing in the research, has the most promise. They're not going to do the work for you. They're not a magic pill. They don't increase your metabolism. What they do is address the desire to eat and crush burgers all day because you're full. And you can obviously limit how much you eat and consume because of that governor it puts on you. Okay? So again, start with the first four. If those are in place and you're still really struggling, I would say a coach is a better option, but you can pay $1,000 a month for a drug as well as a potential go around. They are cheaper in Canada through a doctor, I should say that. All right, that's it. Any questions? Drop them below. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll be back next, we'll say Thursday, with a new vid. Cheers.